Hey, my name is Maiko, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this content and you learn something that you can use to add to your gameplay and improve your gameplay, leave a like and comment below what you'd like to see in the future on this channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you, and you mean a ton to me. So what I wanted to do here, this isn't going to be a super long video, but what I wanted to do is, as you know if you've been watching this channel for a little bit, is that I've been trying to improve my own gameplay. We've been doing things like recording gameplay of our ranked games or other things, and going back and evaluating them and trying to see what can be done to improve aspects of my gameplay that need work. So some of the things I've been focusing on: improving crosshair placement, holding angles better, and working on game sense and things like that. So as part of that, I thought I'd show you kind of some of the things that I'm doing daily before I go into multiplayer games and ranked games to try to work on my own aim and crosshair placement and things like that. So these things that I'm about to show you are not things that I came up with on my own. It's kind of a combination of a few things. So I have been working with a coach. His name's Senz. I'm going to leave a link to his information if you're interested in looking at what coaching options he has for you. That will be in the video description below. And there's a YouTuber called Braction, and I would highly recommend you checking his YouTube channel out. In my opinion, probably the most underrated siege YouTuber that's out there right now. Very highly skilled and does a lot of videos to help you with tips on mental aspects of your gameplay and physical aspects of your game. So link to his YouTube channel will be in the video description below. But kind of want to take you guys into a T-Hunt and show you guys what I do and what I'm doing currently to improve my aim, improve and get warmed up to go into ranked games and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll go into T-Hunt, I guess now called Training Ground. And so what I do is I start out on House. The reason why I start out on House is because obviously it's a small map and it requires being able to adjust really quickly to a lot of enemies in one place. So what I'll do to start out with, and this first thing is something that I saw Braction, and again, his YouTube channel will be linked in the video description below. But he has something that I've only seen him talk about, and what he does is you throw a drone up in the air, and then with your weapon selection on single fire, and I do some other stuff with single fire, I'll show you, you try to shoot the drone as it comes down. It takes 2 hits to kill it, so you just eat the drone up here. I guess it takes 1 now. Okay, well, you try to shoot it as it falls. So this is good for vertical tracking. It used to take 2 hits, so I guess with the new update it takes 1. So I do that, and it helps with vertical tracking. You can do it at the beginning of every T-Hunt, and he's the only person I've ever seen talk about that. So I started doing that just for some tracking improvement. Now, if you notice, I'm still on single shot, right? So down at the bottom there, single shot. And what I'm going to try to do is all I'm going to do is go for nothing but headshots. So So all I'm doing is going for headshots, working on crosshair placement, and trying to... It doesn't matter if you lose this, right? It's a T-Hunt, so it does not... Whoops. It doesn't matter if you win this or not. The goal is just trying to go for headshots. I thought I hit it the first time, but I guess not. Okay, so I'm dead, right? It does not matter if you don't complete the T-Hunt. Right? You get nothing for completing a T-Hunt. What do you get, some renown or something? The focus isn't on trying to finish it. Focus is trying on going only for headshots. So And you just keep doing it, right? So sometimes I'll get all the way through it. Sometimes I won't. And for me, right, so we'll retry this. For me, the only way that I'm successful with this is if I'm able to go through getting nothing but headshots and hitting the headshot for every single person on the first try. That's my goal for this, right? Even if I make it through, and again, we'll switch to single shot. We'll yeet the drone up here. Nice. Cool. Okay. So even if I get all the way through it and I kill everyone and don't die with this with the single fire, to me, it's not successful unless I headshot every single person on the first try, right? I didn't miss any headshots. So see there, that would not be considered successful until after I finish. You know, I'd want to try it again. That's what I'm going for. But it's not about winning. It's about the process of trying to. Oh, I thought there was another person. Of trying to improve your aim, your crosshair placement, things like that. So you're just going for headshots to train yourself to. Okay. Train yourself to go for headshots. That's the goal of this. That's the only goal. That's all I'm trying to do. If we get a few of them, then it's progress, right? Okay, so I'll do this for a little while, and usually I'll do it until I can get to the end. And sometimes it takes me a while. Sometimes it takes a while, so you just keep working on it. So that's one thing I do. Do the drones, single shot. I do that every time. And then I'll go in, and my whole goal is to do headshots only, try to get every single person on the first attempt. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm still gonna be single shot, but I'm gonna be working on quick scoping in and shooting. Now, ideally in Siege, you shouldn't have a lot of situations, if you're doing it right, where you have to, you know, where you have to aim in and, you know, quickly because you were out of position or whatever. You shouldn't have those if you're doing it right, but sometimes you are. So being able to kind of quickly scope in from hip fire to ADS can be a helpful thing to kind of train muscle memory for. So what I'm doing here is, all I'm trying to do is I'm going to stay hip fired and I'm not going to be ADS until I see someone. Then I'm going to try to quick scope into them, and let's open this up. Oh, I killed someone by accident. I'm going to try to quick scope in and one shot them in the head. Like that. Like that. That's all this is here. And again, the focus isn't on completing the T-Hunt. The focus is, I mean, ultimately it is, but the goal should be getting those quick scopes. Now, as far as quick scope, like I said, this shouldn't be something that you rely on, because if you're doing this in T-Hunt or in a game and you're not ADSing enough, you're going to die way more than you need to. So this should not be something that you do out of default habit, but something that you can train a little bit for that. Okay, so now what I do is, and you can pick, some people will say to do this on house. For me, I like to, ranked it, house isn't in ranked, right? So what I do, in addition to all those other things, is then I'll pick one of the ranked maps. So let's say, okay, Oregon was reworked, so we'll turn on just Oregon, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do here. Go back into T-Hunt. And for this, I'm gonna keep it on single shot, but I'm gonna stay ADS the entire time. I do this not on house, and I do this in a real map that I'll play in ranked as a way to train more so crosshair placement and positioning than my aim. But, okay, so single shot. And what I'm gonna do is, once I get to the building, I'm literally gonna say ADS the entire time. I do this with my primary, and I do this with my secondary. So for this, I stay ADS the entire time, still going for those individual headshots, but I don't ADS. Whoops. And it's tricky. You want to fight it. Sometimes, depending upon how you're used to playing, you can end up having this feel extremely uncomfortable. Yikes. So part of what this does is make sure you're holding tight angles, right? And then as you come around the corner, you can switch to the right angle, or you can trace the corner, whatever the case is, right? But it practices getting you in the habit of feeling comfortable being ADS'd. You can work on crosshair placement, making sure that you're at head height, making sure that you're clearing rooms properly. You can feel a little claustrophobic, I'm not gonna lie, but I can't tell if he's below me or not. I think he's below me. I think we're down here. So it's a little weird to do. But for me, it's helped with quite a few things. So you're just going through, try to hug the corners, try to clear rooms properly, as best as you can. Okay. A little disorienting, especially since this map is new and I don't know it super well. But you get the idea. So just, and again, the goal is the skills that you're working on, not necessarily completing the T-hunt. Although, of course, you want to get good enough to where you can complete the T-hunt. But if you don't get discouraged. It doesn't matter. We're just going to open this up, okay? Then back to ADS. Where's this person I'm hearing? The other thing that this is going to do for you, or at least has done for me, is as you do this, there's probably a lot of angles that maybe as you've gotten comfortable with maps, a lot of corners that you rarely will stay ADS for. So this is going to help maybe give a different perspective on some of the... Where's this? Give a different perspective on... on some angles that maybe you're dying from angles that you don't need to be dying from because simply you've played a map for a while and you're just in the habit of not ADSing that section. So you can sometimes recognize things and you can see things that you might not have seen before. Whoops. So I do this, right? And we'll just nade ourselves so that way we can go on to the next thing. So what I do after this is after I do this, and I don't do each of them just one time, right? I'll do them several times until I feel comfortable with it, until I feel like I'm warmed up in that aspect. The next thing I do, and this is primarily because during coaching, we realized that there's something that I do, and I think it comes from when I was on console. I know I mentioned in past videos where part of the reason I didn't have good crosshair placement a lot of times in the past was because I was terrible at recoil control and terrible at aiming on console. So I kind of aimed for like center chest and then would let the recoil kind of help me or try to compensate for the fact that I couldn't control recoil. Obviously on PC, a lot easier to do that, but something that has happened as a result of that is I have a tendency that even if I have good crosshair placement at head height and I have the right my aim on the right place, that I ammo dump into people, right? Probably because I'm used to not being able to trust getting a headshot. So what I'm doing here is my goal, I'm not on, see I'm on regular, automatic. My goal with this, with both my secondary and my primary, is to use as little ammo as possible and try to conserve and not ammo dump into people as I go through this. That's the goal for this, is to be aggressive to some degree while still like maintaining that good crosshair placement and not ammo dump. So trying to use as little ammo as possible to kill all the people I need to kill. And not just continuing to fire after they're dead. So that's the goal of this exercise. Kind of putting it all together and making sure to conserve ammo. So that's what we're doing here. And I'll do this most of the time when I'm doing this. I'll do a couple entire rounds with my primary for whatever operator I'm using, and then an entire couple games or a couple T-hunts with my secondary. So that could be a pistol, that could be in this case the SMG-11. And the reason for that is a lot of people don't. Wait, I already came up here, didn't I? We'll turn it around on this map. A lot of people don't practice their secondaries very often. So you definitely want to practice that, and T-Hunt's a great kind of place to do that. Or making sure that you're comfortable with your secondary weapon. Because there's a lot of times where you might end up having to use that. To use your secondary in Siege, and if you're not comfortable with it and you haven't practiced with it, you're not gonna be nearly as strong as you would be if you just pull it out when you have to, right? So kind of something that I really work on. And the other thing I'll do and I'm not going to show this to you guys so that way you don't have to worry about, it being a little boring, because it would be a little boring, is I practice droning in T-Hunt. I do. Not everyone does this. I do. And the reason I do is because for me, I'm not very consistent with using my drones to the full effectiveness. I'll practice my utility, so I'll practice trying some nades. So this isn't a real good nade spot in real life, but I try it anyway, so I can get used to the habit of using all my utility, practice using the different utility, learning ranges. I do this for defense too, so I do defensive terrorist hunts, I practice C4s, I practice nades, I practice kind of all that sort of thing. So I'm as comfortable as I can be when I get into a game. And I'm not using something that I haven't used in forever, you know what I mean? So I will drone, right? I'll sit here, I'll drone, I'll get in the habit of making sure I'm not droning too far away, because it's not just about do you use your drone or do you not, right? Obviously this is a bad spot to sit and drone. It's a bad spot to sit and drone. But I practice the come on in here. Come on here. But I practice like everything from where to drone from, how far away do I drone? How many rooms out do I drone before pushing? That type of stuff, right? So that's what I'm practicing when I'm doing this, when I do the drone side of things. It's not just about drone out of terrorists so you can find them and then shoot them more easily. It's about, okay, where do I need to be positioned to drone? How long do I stay on my drone? How far out do I drone? That was a bad shot. That type of thing. So hopefully you can put these into practice and you can give them a shot. If you have anything that, and hopefully they help your gameplay. So give them a shot if they work for you and they help improve your gameplay or your aim or different aspects and you see a difference, let me know. I'd love to hear how you're improving along with me. And when it comes to things that you might be doing to help warm yourself up or help practice, let me know. Leave a comment, because I always love learning new things. I love improving. And so if you have ways that you've learned help you, I want to hear them and I want to try them out. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you have a great day. you haven't downloaded the update for Void Edge yet, go ahead and get on that. And reach out to me. My socials are at MaikohTV. I would love to connect with you guys. And I also stream on Twitch at MaikohTV. So hit me up, follow me. If you did like this video, please leave a like, and I love your comments. So thank you so much for your comments and your support. Until next time, have a wonderful day.